morning, a cool morning in the city of Lagos. We are saying welcome to all viewers all around the world. We are saying a big welcome to this wonderful session of bystanders at the newsstands. We have with us two major newspapers with us. We have the Nigerian Tribune and also the Daily Sun with us. What does the Daily Sun have for us this wonderful morning? Jubilation as 29 Kaduna students regain freedom. Jubilation as 29 Kaduna students regain freedom. Wow, that's a wonderful one from Kaduna State. ACF others react. I didn't ask for money from anybody. That is from Gumi. I didn't ask for money from anybody. That is from Gumi. Arrest, interrogate Sheikh now. Fani Kayode tells federal government. Arrest, interrogate Sheikh Gumi now. Fani Kayode tells federal government. Beside the masthead of the Daily Sun, we have NSAS Lagos disburses £2.47 million to affected business owners. NSAS Lagos disburses £2.47 million to affected business owners. Looking at the down part of the paper, Enugu boys as Mbaka disappears and appears. Enugu boys as Mbaka disappears and appears. Adoration adherents attack bishop's office. Soldiers, policemen struggle to contain protesters. Church leaders wanted to keep me incommunicado for 30 days. Queried why I blessed IPOB leader. And to this part of the paper, Buhari will fix security challenge. APC governor is saying that Buhari will fix security challenge. That is from the APC governor. Umai charges federal government to address reasons for agitation in southeast. Umai governor of Ebonyi State is charging the federal government to address the reasons for agitation in the southeast. Let's move over to the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Above the masthead, warlords gradually taking over Nigeria. Northern Christian elders warn. Warlords are gradually taking over Nigeria. Northern Christian elders are warning. Now over to Kaduna. 29 kidnapped college students freed. A wonderful story. 29 kidnapped college students freed. Troops rescue 13 abducted victims from bandits. Troops rescue 13 abducted victims from bandits. Below the masthead, we have the main headline. 2023, we either birth a new Nigeria or ground it, from OBJ. 2023 general elections, we either birth a new Nigeria or ground it. That is from Obasanjo. False ransom payments ask government to develop means to tackle bandits. Now look at the picture where we have the Akwa Ibom State governor's wife on a protest against the suicidal killing of an Akwa Ibom youth who was looking for a job. It will be suicidal for FG to reduce workers' salary from the Nigerian Congress. It will be suicidal for FG to reduce workers' salary. Demands increase in remunerations, allowances. Ask Buhari to call finance minister to order. By this side of the paper, we have over 40 million single cell patients have no access to medical care in Nigeria. Reps member cries out. Moving over to our reviewers this morning, we have Mr. Good morning.
Mr. Felix.
Mr. Felix is with us this morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah. Yesterday, there was jubilation as 29 Kaduna students regained freedom. I want you to respond to that.
Well, first and foremost, they are playing pranks. They are playing pranks about what is happening in Kaduna.
Okay. No, continue.
They are playing pranks is what is happening in Kaduna. Gumi was the one that went to negotiate, and they got these people. They got these people out. What an insult. What happened to our security apparatus? What happened to all the things they have been agitating? It's an insult. It's an insult. I don't want to really talk about. They are using it to make the federal government. They are using it to make the pause. If a state government will say anybody kidnapped, the state government will not pay any ransom. Whoever is kidnapped, let them fix our security apparatus right. These things will stop. That's my take about that, sir.
How would they even do that? How would they fix it?
The lopsided security chiefs is coming from one ethnic group. It can't help. It's not helping issues. Fulani, chief of army, sir, Fulani. This person, Fulani. Out of the six, we have 4 from the northern part. Only 2 from the other part. It doesn't speak well now.
Okay, Enugu boys as Mbaka disappears and appears. Is that a persecution? Is that a persecution on the Reverend Father?
Well, Reverend Father Mbaka, he spoke from the woman angle, and they are dealing with him based on the woman angle. That Buhari was our Messiah then. Now he rejected Buhari. He anointed, he prayed for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they are objecting it now. You understand? It's vice versa. The government in power don't want to use their ear to hear anything Nnamdi Kanu. They call him as a rebel. For Reverend Mbaka to bless Mazi Kanu means that he is supporting the agitation. So that alone is why they invited him. They wanted to excommunicate him for about 30 days, but with the agitation, they quickly released him.
Does he deserve this treatment?
Government in power has the power to. They are the government in power. They can do whatever they can do whatever they feel, and nobody can challenge the authority. They are government in power. All the power belongs to them. Whatever they say is final.
We're in a democratic government.
My brother, forget democratic government. Forget democratic government. If Jonathan that practice democratic setting, when our minister of information and culture, we are saying all those propaganda he was saying. If Jonathan used the power that was given to him, utilize the power, he will call that minister, come, all the things you are saying, show us proof. But he relentlessly say freedom, freedom. That's what put us into this catastrophe we are.
No, Jonathan signed Freedom of Information Bill.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. What Nigeria needs, this is what we agitated for, and this is what we are getting. People like Wole Soyinka, people like prominent people, Tinubu, Bakari, they put us into this mess. We are in dilemma, my brother. Things are very difficult. Everything is to eat is very difficult, my brother. The so-called prominent people in Nigeria are the people that put us. They are one of them. Party told me they are one of them that put us into this mess. They said they told us Buhari was the best candidate.
But you supported Buhari?
I never supported Buhari.
Okay.
I never supported Buhari. Even I knew I never supported Buhari because I knew he has nothing to offer. My take is this: we got the leader, the people, the so-called the people we deserve. So we have to endure. We have to endure because if we don't endure, Nigeria may break up. If you look at yesterday's paper, look at what they said. They are agitating that military may take over. That was an advice that was given by one of the clerk of the National Assembly. It's an insult.
Okay. OBJ is saying that 2023 we either bet a new Nigeria or ground it. I want to respond to that.
Number one, OBJ is one of the person that put us into this problem. It's the one that put us into this problem. That's why I'm still saying it, that the so-called big people are the one that put us into this problem. He is saying these are political talks. These are political gimmicks that he want to shift away from the real truth.
What is the real truth?
The real truth is that the president we have now should resign. Should resign. And allow the person that is competent to take over the.
So that's the solution to.
That's the solution.
Problem.
Yes. Another thing again is that if he can implement the confab of 2014, that confab of 2014 solved about 85% of Nigerians' problem.
Ask him, does he have the blueprint?
The blueprint. Our president that blueprint was handed over to him by the then Goodluck Jonathan under the Nigeria. But my take and my annoyance was that they never participated in that confab 2014. They never participated.
That's the APC.
That's the APC. Go and quote my word. I'm all the CAN, the Muslim Association, and every other, but the APC was not involved.
So that means that they will never
implement it.
That confirm.
And now they will come again and they'll say they want to do restructuring. What is the blueprint on ground? My take is this: Obasanjo and the rest, for now, they should just keep quiet because they have failed us. He was a two-time president. It's a slap on Nigerian face. What is happening to our youth? Are you saying the youth cannot govern Nigeria? Are you saying the youth cannot be president? Can you say the youth cannot be Senate president? If things are not taken care, we are going to find ourselves in dilemma, and we're already in it because this government has already put us into the valley. You understand? Cost of living is high. Electricity is high. Food is high. Talk about anything. Everything is high. My brother, let me rest my case.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lucky. Mr. Chigozie, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Christian.
How was your night?
It was great, and you?
Okay, I'm fine.
Yes, I want to just permit me to address to clear the air on some issues bordering on our integrity. With due respect to my audience across the globe, I want to categorically make this position known to everyone. So I am not happy with what I heard within the week. I was confronted by about two people that why do we betray Michael? I was shocked to my marrows, and I never believed those words should be coming from Michael. Somebody of which I shouldn't expect such from. By the way, we have no interference between Michael and his boss. So whatever transpired, he shouldn't, entangle us. With due respect, please, I may want to say it categorically. How could Michael come out and be telling us that we betrayed him? On what basis? See? He don't pay me for speaking here. I assisted him the way I can. If he decides to move on, that is the business, his own decision. Of course, me, when the ovation was too high, I had to tender resignation from where I'm teaching. So I didn't entangle anybody. So how could you go around castigating my name and the names of Lucky, David, and yes, was maligning us, Matthew and all that. In what way do we betray you? Or do you want us to conspire against you, against your own boss? Who, of course, we met, he said that he never sacked you, but you decided to leave. He never sacked you, but he only asked you to share this program with Christian, so that Christian can start learning how to, moderate this. In case of, if there's any eventuality, nobody is around to anchor the program, so that the gap will be bridged. So how comes you are telling me that we betrayed you? On what cause? Am I your boss or are we your boss? Please, I think he should be cautioned. I'm so disappointed at him. Barely a year now, when he has an issue with his boss, we came there. The boss is a witness in the person of with due respect, Mr. Biodu Popoli. He's a good listening man. I may have his reservation with respect to his boss, but I understand he's a good listening man. And I don't see anything wrong on his position. He owns this business, and he takes absolute decision on how the business should be run. So Michael shouldn't feel that he's a boss, and he shouldn't be so arrogant. Okay. I stood with him then, I talked to his boss, even when the version was too high. Please, it's quite unfortunate.
Let's move to the jubilation
that such could come from him.
Okay.
Let the world know what is going on.
We resolve that later.
No, there's nothing to resolve. I have no issue with his boss. I have no issue with Michael. So he shouldn't be maligning or castigating us. On what basis?
Okay.
How do we betray him?
Let's move over.
He's very ungrateful.
Don't worry, let's move over. Mbaka disappeared and he reappeared yesterday. It seems that there's a conspiracy against the Reverend Father. What is your own take on it?
not just the Reverend Father, there is conspiracy, especially when you stand to say the truth about what is happening. But when you are praising the government, even when they are not doing well, they will sing your praises. But when you tell them, confront them and tell them this is not right, this is not legitimate, it is not within the ambit of the law, you are infringing on fundamental human rights. The people that gave you the privilege to enjoy such privileges are cruel to governments or governance. You shouldn't lord it over to them. They will always come against such person. Look at when Reverend Mbaka was singing their praises in 2015. So what happened? They were there singing his praises, commending him. But now, his concert could no longer bear with what is happening. By virtue of his position as a clergyman, he understood that there is perversion of justice. There is injustice everywhere. There is state of anarchy. And he could no longer be in the camp of the unjust. And Mbaka stood out, and that's why they are persecuting him at this time. So it is quite unfortunate that even the archbishop or whatever should conspire against a man who stood for the truth. What has Mbaka said wrong? That the nation is in disarray. Is that not true? There is killing, there is level of insecurity here and there. Is that not true? People are dying on daily basis. Is that not true? There is misgovernance. Is that not true? So why should he be crucified? It's unfortunate that a man, the bishop or whatsoever, should conspire to persecute a man who is innocent. I think God will continue to vindicate. People knew who is with them. People knew who is saying the truth, irrespective of your position. That is why Nigeria is in this mess. When you have such bishops of this caliber. Look at in Enugu, most of his members has been killed, hacked to death by the Fulani herders. What has he done to come his right with those immediate families? It's unfortunate that most of the clergies within this country, they are as useless as whatever they can. Look at the Jeremiah of the Olds. He stood against the government. Even God told him that I'm going to harden your face before the rulers. You have to tell them the truth. And he studied the truth that can path the way forward. Look at pure water that was bought 10 naira last week. It's now 20 naira. And the cost of production has increased. I intend to going into pure water. Look at, if the cost of production is now 200%, see, the money you have now could not even procure the materials for next production. You see, is that a country we should call our own? A single pure water that is once sold 5 naira. And when it got to 10 naira, people were crying, lamenting. But it has now escalated to 20 naira. And that is not, we have not seen an end to this level of devastation, level of hardship meted on us. And a bishop of such could condemn Mbaka. They want to kidnap him or what? Hold him hostage. Of course, they know that they will be at the mercy of the masses. He should thank God that he escaped being lynched.
Okay.
What a useless
They said he
state.
blessed IPOB leader. That's why they are just having this issue with him.
Yes, why can't he bless him? A man, Nnamdi Kanu, is a man who stood for the people, who stood for the cause of justice, who almost, of course, he lost his father, his mother, in the pursuit of the emancipation of his people. Look at the ravaging and invasion by the Fulani militias and jihadis across the southeastern region, the old eastern region. And no bishop have come out to condemn such heinous crime against humanity. No bishop. Except from the bishop of from northern region, Bishop Kuka. No other bishop, and Bishop Kuka and Bishop Oyedepo of Winners Chapel. Apart from these two, nobody has come out to condemn what is happening. The heinous crime, people are dying. Most of their members have been beheaded, and nobody is talking. What a useless country. They are responsible for where we are today. and nemesis will catch up with them. If everywhere is aflame, they will have no place to call their parish or diocese. It's quite unfortunate.
Okay, warlords gradually taking over Nigeria, not our Christian elders, one. Warlords are gradually taking over Nigeria. Do you see this as leading towards the dissolution of Nigeria?
We are already in the state of anarchy. I appreciate my his bishop, Reverend Mbaka, for blessing Nnamdi Kanu, and because he's fighting a good cause. Yes, the Nigeria have been already overwhelmed. Their security architecture, their security operatives are no longer in place. Look at what is happening. You are negotiating for the release of your own citizens within the territory called Nigeria. You are negotiating with the bandits, you are negotiating with terrorists to release your own citizens within your territory. It means you are not in charge of the so-called sovereignty of your state. The integrity of your state is no longer there. Nigeria is no longer existing. If innocent citizens could be held hostage within the contraction called Nigeria, and the government, the so-called government, the so-called DSS, SSS, and the AS or whatever you call HIVs, paramilitaries or whatever, are helpless. They are watching people being hacked to death helplessly. Where are the intelligence gathering? Where are their technical know-how? Does that suggest that Nigeria is alive? Nigeria is existing. Look at innocent university students being at the mercy of bandits, of Boko Haram, kidnappers. They are kidnapping them for ransom, in exchange for ransom. And you said you are a country. And not. Look at last year, because of one U.S. military officer, the U.S. state has to mobilize people to come down to Nigeria to release or deliver the man that was abducted by the bandits within the Lake Chad Basin. Even the Nigerian government wasn't aware until the operation was completed and successful.
They weren't aware. They
weren't aware that U.S. Navy's SEAL came down to Nigeria to release their own one that was abducted by the banditry of Boko Haram. The operation was successful just because of one man. The authority of U.S. mobilized their best hands to carry out the rescue operation. But here in Nigeria, Trump, Abuja, Kaduna, from Abuja, the distance between Kaduna and Abuja are just a few miles. You see, and yet these people are held under hostage. You cannot release them. Most of them have been killed. These are young, vibrant, innocent children of so many families. Probably they could be Christian, I don't know. Maybe that's why they are delaying in their release. It's quite unfortunate, and you call this country is existing. Whatever comes around, goes around, might come around. You might be the next, I might be the next. But in order to avoid that happening, we must continue to advocate for the truth. And it's only the truth that will set us free.
Okay. What about our elites in this fight towards having a new country? Where would we place them?
The elites, I told you, have been a beneficiary of this flow system. They are major beneficiaries, heavy beneficiaries. You see, they have looted the country to stupor. They have looted. We are in the wheel of. There is a cog in the wheel of our progress. They have destroyed the fabrics of the economy. Look at the inflation. I told you, pure water now is 20 naira. Just you bought yesterday. Last week, 10 naira. It has jumped up by 200%. So they are beneficial. They have made this place ungovernable for their own exploitation. And there is no way we can continue with this system. That's why you are seeing people are agitating. Sunday Igbowo, Nnamdi Kanu, who is taking the lead. So many people are not happy, even from the middle belts. They are coming because they are no longer happy. This is no longer sustainable. And look at the teeming populations. People are losing their jobs, and there's no one to fall back on. And how do you blame the masses? Because they are the one bearing the brunt. How could you have? In fact, I pity people that have families. See, 10,000 naira cannot feast a meal you eat for 2 days. I mean, two days. With what is happening, how do you survive? It's quite unfortunate. The only thing is the desolation of this country. Let everybody part his way. You see, Obasanjo that is talking, I'm talking, he has the opportunity to fix, to mend things for 3 consecutive times as a military head of state and under civilian rule. He served for 2 tenure of 8 years, for 4 years. Yeah? He messed up the opportunity. It was one of the problems why we are here today. He refused to take actions, proactive actions, when the needs necessitate, when it matters most. Keep on living in denial that nothing is happening in Nigeria. I saw one of my elder statements send a video about the U.S. Congress discussing the issue of Nigeria. They have facts. They have concrete facts that Nigeria is no longer existing. There are tribal wars and religious wars going on. There are good war that is going on. And most children are becoming casualties. Christians are becoming casualties of this conspiracy. We cannot continue in an entity where a part of the country consider me to be an infidel, but I don't deserve to live. Then they deserve to live. Then let them take their Nigeria. I'm not arguing about that, and I am I'm calling for my own country, which is Biafra. Biafra and nothing else.
Thank you very much.
If you damn me, you will pay for it.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chigozie. We have Mr. Matthew with us. Mr. Matthew, there is a cold war going on in Nigeria.
Good morning. Matthew is the name.
Okay.
Thank you for having me. But just please permit me to clarify an issue.
Okay.
Personally, I've refused to comment on this issue of Mike with the management of Flip TV. Let me set the record straight. Because personally, I have called Mike regarding he's not anchoring this program, and I've spoken with his boss. And for purpose of people in diaspora, because I've been seeing comments, people are asking about Mike. The truth is that the management of Flip TV scheduled how the program will be run. That Mike will be running 3 days, another staff will be running 2 days. And Mike said he is not going to share the program with anybody. I called his boss. His boss said Mike, he didn't sack Mike. That Mike is at liberty to come back. That Mike should be sharing the program with Mr. Christian. And consequent upon that, Mike have told Mr. Lucky that he don't want to see me again. An issue happened recently where Lucky told me that Mike said he did not want to see me. So I'm saying this particularly because of people in diaspora who have been asking questions about Mike. So if they want to engage anybody, they should avail themselves of the comment section to engage people. And if for any reason Mike have said anything about any reviewer, they should endeavor to engage people on the comment section, and they should not hear from only one person. For the purpose of setting the record straight, people should evaluate the situation themselves. The boss have said he didn't sack Mike. I've even it on good authority. I've spoken to Mike. I said, Mike, come with me and with 2 other persons. Let us meet with your boss. Mike said he's not going to his boss, and his boss said he didn't sack him. So it is on record that the boss did not sack him, and that he had taken personal unilateral decision to quit the organization. I don't know whether he have decided to come back or if he's deciding to come back. So that is the position of things.
Okay, now let's look at Mbaka. Mbaka disappeared and appeared yesterday. What will you think of it?
Sorry, I will respond to that. Mr. Taiwo Odunlade was asking whether Chigozie have heard from Mike. That is why I clarified this. That personally, okay, maybe you can come and clarify that.
Yes, I told you categorically I heard from Mike. At a point, with due respect, the Oga should be listening to this in person of Mr. Biodu Bipolu. about a year and now, he took offense against me. I mean, the boss, that I am the best man of Mike. So I stood in equity and integrity from my childbirth. I don't like intimidation. I don't like injustice. See, I don't like conspiring to bring somebody down. You see, if Mike were in the shoe of his organ, he wouldn't want people to conspire against his own company. It's a platform that gives him the opportunity to become whosoever he may have claimed to have been, or to have the contact he has today. It's Split TV. Likewise, I myself. Yes, I came there. Nobody is paying me here. Not even the organ is paying me. And even though they gave me any offer to work here, I will turn it down. Yes, I will not work. But that notwithstanding, we have to say the truth. Say the truth and set you free. The organ I have confided on Mike. I stood with him when the occasion demands. Mike should after watch this and know if I'm lying. I single-handedly stood with him and organized the program that brought him back before he now took another decision. That was about 1 year ago or 11 months ago. So I have spoken to him and I told him, if you are taking any decision with regards to your place of work, you should take it, you shouldn't involve me. Because you are a man, you should be man enough and you shouldn't behave childishly. I have spoken to him, ask him. He will be able to tell you if he's saying the truth. So at this point, nobody should involve me. I have no problem with the boss, with due respect. I respect him as the boss. And whatever decision he takes, if Mike feels he have arrived and he want to move more forward, fine. The platform is there for another person to take up. And for me, my viewers remains my greatest motivation. I have maintained this position notwithstanding. So, and the service to humanity remains my daily drive.
Okay,
thank you very much.
Thank you.
And again, for Mike to think it is conspiracy that we are still speaking through Flip TV because he's no longer working here, I think it's immaturity. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's look at Mbaka. I asked the question. He appeared and disappeared. He disappeared and he appeared. What will you think of it?
You see, in Nigeria, impunity reigns. For me, there was no basis for arresting an Mbaka. Because I've taken pain to go through the whole trajectory of the invitation and subsequent detention. Because for the account of Mbaka himself, he said the bishop invited him. And when he got there, he was made to understand that they will be keeping him for 30 days. He said he pleaded with them to allow him go and inform the adoration members. They refused. He said he pleaded with them that they should allow him delegate somebody to conduct the adoration program. They refused. So it was when people came for adoration and he was not there. And before then, his phone went off. Before his phone went off, he had already called people that he have arrived at the bishop court for a meeting. So that raised the suspicion that he may have been detained. Then the account of the newspaper I read said that it was DSS that prevailed on the bishop to invite him. So technically, it's like the DSS used the bishop to bring him for detention.
That the DSS through the bishops.
They may have prevailed on the bishop to invite him for purpose of detaining him. But however I look at it, from what Mbaka is saying, he said the reason they said they invited him and detained him was because he blessed Nnamdi Kanu. I was saying that he owns his mouth. If he blesses Nnamdi Kanu and if you are not comfortable with it, why don't you curse him instead of arresting him? Because you see in Nigeria, there is a freedom of speech. Quite agree that freedom is not absolute. But if somebody say, I bless this man, what should that be an issue? The same way Nigerian government have always excavated, that is, have always raised issues beyond measures through their bad approach. The same thing they are doing now. Look at what transpired in Enugu yesterday. There was some level of destruction of property. Because when the members of the adoration went to the bishop's courts, there was destruction of properties in that environment, in that vicinity. And this would have been avoided. For what reason are you detaining him? In the past, some persons have called for, we have seen in the past, even in Nigeria here, before Boko Haram became a monster that is today, how some even northern big politicians were even accusing a Jonathan that is committing genocide by killing northerners because military was giving Boko Haram serious blow. We have seen in this country how even a sitting governor, Murtala Nyako, led some northern elders and prominent northerners to United States of America to hold a press conference telling the world that the Jonathan government is committing genocide against the North because of the way the military was dealing with insurgents. So you see that in Nigeria, it's always a case of double standard. The same way Nigerian government mismanaged Boko Haram and it now turns to a monster. The same way they have succeeded in creating another serious crisis in the southeast. I was saying it the other day. Nnamdi Kanu was in the regular society, moving from place to place, moving from locality to locality, from state to state, drawing support for Biafra Republic. By our standard, there's a UN charter that talks about self-determination. So if you are talking about self-determination, you are operating within the ambits of the law, as long as you are doing it without violence. And that he was doing. Before he knew it, there was a genocidal military invasion in his Afaruku home of his town, where he narrowly escaped death. So what we are saying is, the government have to change its approach. The government have always been the architect of insecurity we are seeing. Because the approach of governance of this government is fueling insecurity. You will see people who are even architects of crisis, you will not arrest them. Look at Egumi, that Shegumi, who have quoted to have even accused Nigerian army that when Nigerian army kill bandits, that is the Christian part of the Nigerian military that is killing bandits, not Muslims. It's on record. What I'm telling you is on record. Yeah, even the military high command confirmed it, and they cautioned Shegumi. I want to tell you that if it were to be a southerner who made such claim, I don't think he'll be working freely. So on that basis, what we are saying is that the government should change our approach. Because by the time you start handling people, you start intimidating people, arresting people, you are stifling democracy. In a democratic system, you have a grand norm, which is the constitution, and we are supposed to be running. There is a process of democratic process. By our standard, there is a rule of law. But in Nigeria, they jettison the rule of law. A situation where even in Nigeria, as we speak, the military live above the law. Nobody questions the authority. We are seeing in this country where even policemen who were on their line of legitimate duty were summarily killed in Taraba State. I'm talking of that IG special squad that were killed in Taraba State under the supervision of a Nigerian military captain. As we speak, even as a panel that was duly consulted under the instruction of Mr. President indicted the captain and 9 other soldiers. As we speak, the case has been tried to court. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Malami, who took over the case, exonerated or rather did not include the military personnel in the case while it was being tried to court, under a flimsy excuse that the military high command refused to surrender them for prosecution. You see that there is a foul play. Because the same Attorney General of the Federation who wrote a petition against Magu, the former acting chairman of EFCC, that saw the man sacked, could no longer write another petition to Mr. President to demand the military high command to surrender those indicted military personnel for prosecution. So you see, the military, they are living above board, they are living above the law. And it is unfortunate that a body like Amnesty International will indict Nigerian Army, Nigerian DSS. Instead of the government doing the needful by investigating them and prosecuting whoever is found wanting, they'll be tagging Amnesty International as a partisan organization. No wonder we are seeing in the time past, even currently, that even the help we are supposed to get with our strategic international partners is not forthcoming. Because they rely on all these reports. Look at the 12 Tucano jets we are paid for. American government is not likely to give it to us.
We are paid for it.
Yes, we are paid for it. They are giving a flimsy excuse that our tarmac cannot carry it. Who knows whether it is because of our level of human rights violation. Don't forget that under Jonathan, when we needed some critical armament to fight insurgency, American government refused to sell Alpha jet to us. They claim that we have history of human rights violation. And in America, there's a new law that forbids American government to sell ammunition to any country that have history of human rights violation. So we are not learning anything. It is unfortunate that we are not learning anything. Look at ordinary child here. Idris Deby was leading troops to fight rebels. He died in the battlefield. And his death is even threatening our sovereignty, because there's a fear that those people he have been battling with his strength, since he's no longer there, they know the force of battle there will not be there, and they will find their way into Nigeria. And we have even seen the evidence, because since the death of Idris Deby, there's heightened level of insurgency, kidnapping, name it, all criminality have increased. So what are we saying? We are saying that in the time past, even while that man was alive, how he led troops into Nigerian soil to confront Boko Haram. So what we are saying is that the government, if you want to fight this insecurity, you have to live above board. And it's unfortunate that when you speak, the government see you as a partisan, as they see you as an opposition. They see you as somebody who want to put down the government. Look at what the presidency is saying recently, that people, some disgruntled politicians and some regional leaders are planning to overthrow Mr. President. For crying out loud, who is planning to overthrow him? They are trying to pass vote of no confidence on him. Do any person have confidence in the president? The truth is that nobody has confidence in the president the way it stands. And if you need to rekindle that hope, he need to go back and re-strategize.
Okay, my last question. What does this speak about the Catholic Church in Enugu State? Does this say good about the Catholic Church in Enugu State?
Looking at Catholic, it's unfortunate that even the bishop will stoop so low to be used in that manner. Because I understand that the Catholic institution is a global institution and it is a formidable institution. I do not see any reason the bishop would have allowed himself to be used by government authorities to arrest somebody who is merely speaking out of his freedom of expression. So for me, that thing is bringing the image of that church to rub in the mud. And I think going forward, people who are exalted in society should know what their right, where their right stops, should know the level of their right. Because if a bishop at that level tells the DSS or whoever is compelling him to invite Mbaka that no, I will not invite him, and perhaps he cries out, the word will go against whoever authority that is trying to use him to circumvent the rule. Even if DSS want to arrest Mbaka, why not come openly, plainly, so that people can situate the blame on them? The way it stands now, the blame is heaped at the doorstep of that bishop. Because from all indication, even from the onset, people started agitating. They made so many they used so many unprintable names against that bishop. So for me, it was a wrong step.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Matthew.
Thank you.
That's it for FC. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
I just want to speak by my side. Okay, now respond to what you said about Mbaka. What will you say about
My name is Mr. James.
Okay.
The disappearance and the appearance of Mbaka is something that we cannot just talk in, because the way it happened, nobody knows. And I heard that he was invited by the bishop of that church there. Yes. So, and it was a plan or an arranged something.
Was it planned?
It was planned for him to be arrested by the DSS. But that man shouldn't have been used himself in that shoe, because Mbaka spoke the truth. What he said was justifiable by an average Nigerian or by someone that has a sense of living. Because I listened to his message. He said that the government of these days, that they have failed us, that there was no job. The youth are roaming about the streets, because if you have what you are doing, you can't be here by now. You should be in the office working. But that the government that himself is employing people. That he said he was employing over 30,000 members. Those that he will direct pay is not indirect employment, direct employment. That the government should do more That was what he was preaching the truth, and he was saying the truth the way government is supposed to behave. But it's unfortunate to him that that man was used by the, I don't know whether it's government or what, whoever, and he was trying to detain. They said he went to detain for 30 days. For what? Someone spoke the truth. Is that why you should detain him? So that means nobody should speak the truth again in this country because of the APC government. You see, my problem, the problem of this government was caused by Tinubu. I will say it. It was because this man Buhari was in Daura, in his hometown there. He said, I remember when they first invited him, he said no, they don't want to contest again at his time of retired. But Tinubu forced him. He said, come out, I'll work for you. And Tinubu went and bring him out, and unfortunately to him, he won the election.
Did Tinubu force Nigerians to vote for Buhari?
Because the Westerners, listen, he said, for the West here, Tinubu, they heard his voice. And whatever he said, the people follow him. But to East, it's not that. Everybody has his own individual opinion to wherever you want to be. But into West, you know, it's unfortunate that the Westerners doesn't have a direction of where they're going, because they see Tinubu as an oracle, as an idol. They worship him. That's the reason why he said vote for APC and they follow him up. That's what's happened, and that is the reason why we are into this mess today. Because that man Buhari, you know, when Glock was there, he applied a force to subdue Boko Haram, and I had a lot of comments that killing Boko Haram is killing Northerners. Why should they say so? Because Boko Haram they are terrorists to this nation, and they are causing a lot of havoc. You see, kidnapping people, killing people. Now they have turned to herdsmen, they have turned to bandits, that even to kidnapping now. They will kidnap and the government will negotiate with them. Why would government negotiate with bandits?
Don't you support?
That means they are the one that aiding the
Don't you support government paying ransom to bandits?
Now, I'm not against paying ransom to the bandits, but which approach have they used to stop that at the initial time? Because everything happened has a way of flowing it. You understand? If government should have done what it's supposed to do, the way increasing today shouldn't have been so. Because now, government allowed this to escalate this way. When you stop something at the initial time, it won't grow like that. Now, negotiating with bandits, that means the government has no capacity or has no power to fight them.
We have more military strength. Okay.
Now listen.
More firepower.
Listen, they said that Nigeria has the world military strength in the whole world, and it has more strength in terms of landing this thing. But to me, I'm not seeing it, because assuming that they are the strongest land fighters in the whole world, it would show for our own lands. Who are the Boko Haram? How many are there? Now, how many are Nigerian military that they couldn't confront Boko Harams? Who are there? Let me tell you the truth. The truth is this: Nigerians or the government, they know what is happening, because people are following it. People are betting them. Because you can't tell me that nobody is organizing them. If government want to fight Boko Haram today, just give them 3 days.
Okay, my last question: where is this leading us to now? All this is happening. Where do you think it's leading us?
Now, it's just towards separation.
Why is everybody saying separation?
Do you know why? We are no longer comfortable with Nigeria. Nigeria has stopped to exist since years ago. I will tell you the reason why. Because if you watch our past leaders, those that have led us before, they are promoting separation, because there's no unity in Nigeria. There is a diverse ethnicity, and US has more diverse ethnicity, but their leaders manage it very well. In Nigeria, everybody promotes their own people. Look at the Northern Announce. If Northern commits offense that a Yoruba man commits, they will leave Northern and they will arrest Yoruba man. Why is this so? And the same offense. And every nation has a law. When you violate the law, the law will judge you, not the human being. But in Nigeria, when you violate the law, people are above the law. Why should it be so? Some parts are above the law, while some are below the law. Everybody has an equal rights and equal things to operate. But in Nigeria, when the Northerners commit offense that an Igbo man will commit, then we arrest an Igbo man and leave the Northerners. Even if you go to police now, you see some Northerners being live free, but an Igbo man will be there and they will detain him and they will prosecute him.
That's injustice.
That's injustice.
Okay.
And that's what's killing them today. Okay. Because there's no a fair play in Nigerian government.
Okay, thank you very much, my brother. Mr. David, good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr.
It has been long with seeing you.
Yeah, it's been a while. I actually traveled.
Okay. It seems you want to say something. Just
I'm not saying anything.
in a few minutes. Okay, Enugu boys as Mbaka disappears and appears. I want to know your own part.
The truth of the matter is, my take is, Mbaka on his own has his own share of the blame. The presidency has accused Mbaka of what soliciting for what contract. That was why because he was not given the contract. That is why he wants to bring down government. That was what. Yeah, that was what media person said. A person of Gabashewu. Even if Mbaka needed contract or not, that is not the bone of contention. The bone of contention is Mbaka really portraying the truth. What has Mbaka done? Recall that in 2015, Mbaka did not support Jonathan. He supported Buhari because he felt Buhari will do more. So now let us forget about being contract or not contract. Mbaka is from the east. Jonathan is from the east. For you to even go extra miles, not to support your kinsmen, because he felt Buhari would bring hope, would bring change, would bring the desires every Nigerian wants. Now, Buhari has come on board. He has neglected people's advice. Now, are you now saying people should not speak up of what is going on? Nigeria is not a zoo. People need to speak up. This is democracy. Even during if you watch during the military era, people even spoke up. Why must it be now? Any small thing, you just use DSS, change this one. Now, if you want to go about using SS powers, why haven't you arrested Sheikh Gumi? Why is Gumi not in jail? Someone sitting down with who? Bandits. And these people are just walking about, going about. Nothing has happened to them. People that want to speak up now, you want to intimidate them. If he chooses to bless Mazi, that is not your own business. Your own business is that do the needful and let these people stop the agitation. Why won't they protest? Why won't you protest? Now look at all the president's cabinet. You will not see Igbo man there. You will not see Yoruba man there. You will not see Calabar man there. All the people you see are surrounding are the Fulani. Tell me why. If your tribe is not represented in this government, won't there be chaos? There will be chaos. Now, Buhari is just the architect of this problem. Buhari now, when Nata was there, there were less agitations. There was nothing like bandits, government everywhere. Now, you just came on board, you just divided the country. You divided the country because now everybody now believes that an Igbo man does not have sense of belonging in this government. A common man is not in government. Ethnic man is not in. So, sir, what do you think will happen? They will want to bring the country down. Now, nobody is bringing this country down. Buhari is the one bringing down the country himself with his bad governance. So let us get that. Nobody wants to bring down the country down. All the old appointments, they are Fulani men. Ever since Buhari came on board, what has he done? What has he done? I passed through Second Niger Bridge yesterday. Now, Buhari told us that next year that road will be committed. That road, there's nothing there. On my way, started where?
From the other side.
Which from where? Now you start the progress. Nobody I passed yesterday night. This same road I passed last week.
So they didn't do anything. That's what I'm saying.
Where's the construction?
They didn't do anything.
Where's the only two coaches? Only two coaches. Let's say how many years? He said I do something. Only two coach. Now on Thursday I traveled to the east along Benin bypass for 1 hour. Gunmen invaded a bus in which I was. Gunmen along Benin bypass around 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Body light. I went to the east. I was now around for 1 week. You know that. Benin bypass, government invaded, robbed there for good 1 hour. I was part of the victim that was robbed.
You were robbed.
Yeah, I was robbed of 10,000 naira. Yes. I'm ATM. On Thursday last week, I'm not saying it now. Now, and that's the same government that people will not come out and speak up. They want us to just put our hands. Nigeria now is becoming so worse. No, but now my advice is that anybody that wants to travel to the east now, you just need to just pray, because now nowhere is safe again. Just 1 p.m. Benin bypass for good 1 hour. There was no police, there was no DSS. Nobody came to our rescue. If not for God, we were just busy. Just people were just flying to the bush. In Nigeria as president, someone that swore an oath to what, just to protect life and property, and now he hasn't done any that. Let him resign. If he wants to resign, he should go. If it to be what, a sensible country, President Buhari would not be in seat. Go to Mexico, see what has happened. The president resigned. Now what is President Buhari doing? President Buhari has done nothing. Every day is just to give money to what? Boko Haram, give money to what? Bandits. And now you are now arresting Mbaka. What has Mbaka done?
He blessed IPOB.
Even is that his own business? What is the president's business with that? Now, ever since the president has been blessing Boko Haram, who has arrested him? Ever since the president has been giving money to the bandits, who has arrested Shegumi? Hasn't the president blessed Shegumi by what? Giving him go ahead for him to negotiate with the bandits? Is the president not blessing bandits every day? Is the president not blessing Boko Haram every day? Is the president not giving Boko Haram member, giving them job in the amnesty ministry? Is he not giving them amnesty? Is he not blessing them? He's a madman. You see, I think Buhari to me is just a clueless man, a very daft man. And then I think the people that all his cabinet too are just so daft, because most of them are just there for their own greed. They are just there for them, because now Buhari has just come to plunk Nigeria into big mess. And which is the big mess now? Don't be surprised. Government now can even come to your house now, beat you for good 24 hours. Police will not appear, soldiers will not come. That is how Nigeria is now.
You are saying Buhari is the problem. What of the House of Rep? It has the senators. What of our leaders? Where will we place them?
Why not people make law? Wait now. The senators does not control army.
They should have impeached.
Senators does not control police. Senators don't control DSS. The president control all the military apparatus.
They should have impeached him now.
Impeach you?
Buhari.
Senate president. Is the Senate president not allowed to him? Senate president. Ahmed Lawan. Is not from the north? Is it no? Why did they put Enyaya about the PD as Senate president? Buhari would have been gone for long, I bet you. If assuming it was an Igbo man that is the Senate president now, Buhari would have been gone. Buhari would have been a corner. Emotion would have been moved to impeach him. But now, Buhari knew what he do. That was why he had to bring in Ahmed Lawan. If it was to be Saraki during the last era, did you see what happened between Saraki and government? Saraki blocked most of the loans president want to get. Buhari, because Saraki felt this loan, the bureaucracy this loan now, what do you want to do with this loan? So Saraki used his own office to block those loans. Now, if really Saraki is there now, President Buhari would have been gone. It would have been because Ahmed Lawan is just like Buhari boy. Anything Buhari needs, he just sign, spend it. That is why. Because true note now, Ahmed Lawan has not push any motion. All the motion here is just to get money for Buhari, getting money. Must we continue this? Now, Nigeria is in debt. Nigeria is about 36.1 trillion debt. And now we are still battling with what? Insecurity. You can see where Twitter boss said the reason why he chose Ghana because what, there is no freedom of what information. Whereby press, if a pressman dish out information, president will come after you. DSS, is this a is this a military regime?
What is the way forward?
The way forward is let everybody go their separate way. That is which way forward. Because way forward, there's no way forward. Everybody is just milking. See, Nigeria has become a state whereby everybody just a milk am, just a pack. The chop. Let everybody control their resources. Let the Igbo go. Hausa go. Let the Yoruba go. Everybody control your region. See, if you think Nigeria can be better, but Nigeria no feel better again. I swear to God Almighty, no pastor feel pray better again. No, see, but no, that's the truth. There's nothing you can say again. Something want better. You go get good sign. Every day na bad sign. Nothing, nobody fit tell Nigeria go better again. It no feel better again. That is my take.
Thank you very much, Mr. David. MC Grammar.
Yeah.
Respond to what he's saying.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me just introduce myself. Like I said, my name is MC Grammar, and everybody knows me. I'm the governor to be of Imo State. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about my case because I overheard when you were talking about Mike. Please, I want to say there's the big boss. You are listening to me. I want to say that at this particular point in time, you might be surprised. Mike wants to float his own business. That's the truth. I read everything. I talked to Mike often, and I tried to find out his idea. But I got to understand that Mike is like he's planning. He's having a plan to float his own business. And of course, you know very well that when somebody wants to float his business, there is no how. You cannot go amicably. It's either you fight or you fight war. So definitely what I'm telling you is that, just like you said, you never sacked Mike, but I believe Mike wanted to start his own business. So please do not be surprised when you see him float his own business. The only thing you can do for him is to pray for him, because he's your boy. Even tomorrow, if he succeeds, he's going to come as your boy. You are going to use him and say, that is my boy. So what I'm trying to say is that Mike is trying to float his own business. All right, back to today's topic. I've heard a lot of people, they made different comments. Everybody talking about Father Mbaka and what's it called? Everybody's talking Buhari, Father Mbaka, everything. But I said something. Mbaka is stupid. What's your problem? Are you mad? You came, was it 2015? You told us that God appointed Buhari. You are a madman, idiots. What do you mean? You were the one that told us that God spoke to you. What do you turn this God to? Are you people mad? Are you people stupid? What do you turn God to? You told us that God spoke to you that it is Mbaka. Then you have problem with Jonathan, because Jonathan, on the other way around, the wife of Jonathan refused to give you Jonathan's number. You pick offense on that. Now it's a Buhari. Simply because you went to Buhari seeking for contract, he refused to give you contract. Now you decided to be calling his name bad. Mbaka. We all know this. I'm in politics too. I understand this. I know how it flows. We know how it goes. Is it because Buhari refused to give you contract? Okay. What happened then when you were singing about Buhari, that God has ordained Buhari? If not the fact that Nigerians are stupid. Yes. If not the fact that some Catholics are stupid. Why would anybody listen to a madman like you? Why would you come to tell us that somebody... listen
what
to
he's saying, is he not right? That's why he should resign.
Listen, let me just say something. You see what Mbaka is saying right now.
The issue.
Please, let me just tell you something. There is what we call game. Do you understand me? That is what we call game. Everything in Mbaka and the rest of them, they are that as a typical example to you. Because if you're a man of God and you are participating in politics, then you are not in the will of God. Listen, what I'm trying to tell Mbaka today. Mbaka, if you are listening anywhere, I am MC Graham and I'm speaking to you now. If you are listening anywhere, face your church. Face your Catholic Church. Face your adoration. Do not interfere into politics. Again, that's what I'm trying to say. Listen to me. If you interfere into politics, man, you are devil yourself. That's the truth. Politics is meant for the men of devil, not for the men of God. I used to say this. If you know you want to follow devil, if you know you have made up your mind to serve and worship devil, then you can go into politics. But listen, if you have not made your intention matters, if you
have go to politics, but if you have bad intentions, intentions is what matters here. It's not like me as a person. I want to become the there. You understand? So let me just put it this way, please. Ladies and gentlemen, let me round up this way. I don't speak for people, and I don't speak for you idiots there. Listen to me and listen very good. This is MC Grammar. I don't speak for any idiots watching media in diaspora. I speak for the people that understands the language I speak. And I want to say this. Tell Father Mbaka to go and face his ministry and stop disturbing politics, because politics is for the men. Thank you very much.
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Please, if anybody is saying anything, just listen to that person. If you come here, you have your opinion. Freedom of speech. Don't be like the government that will not give you freedom of speech. Come and say your own. Don't react or respond to anybody. Okay, who's the next person? Oluwa. After Oluwa, don't worry. Oluwa, respond. What he said.
No. We are many here. We are all Nigeria. Here we are A and here B and here C. And here 1, 2, 3. We hear the bad and the good and the ugly. It's now between you to serve you, the presenter. I like your last language. You are trying to calm us down. But I know para for me, because it's the language of the hearts of you. We are all Nigeria. We are Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa. Everybody get millions of different ethnic groups, and we are one. United we stand. Nobody will only fight to. If I fight my friend now, we are together again. Okay, Mbaka now. I'm coming back to back, and that's why I reverse it to many languages. No, Mbaka, Igbo worship Mbaka as any other pastor in Nigeria before this government language. Mbaka was highly esteemed.
I'm from Imo State. A lot of people were saying things about Mbaka and that he's not a good man of God, he's this, he's that. I have known this man right from my onset, and he has, to me, Mbaka is one of the best men of God we ever have in this country. And coming in consonance with what people are saying, that he's not a good man, he's not this, that he has been soliciting for contracts and so many things from the government. I don't believe that. Mbaka is not a man of God that is begging for anything. I have been to Enugu, I have been to his adoration. Mbaka is a man of God that, I could remember during this COVID-19, he was one of the only man of God that emptied almost all the shops in Enugu just to sponsor almost all the less privileged in Enugu State. Now, DSS arrested for Mbaka in the sense that Mbaka refused to give him contract. Let me ask you this question. What would a man like Father Mbaka do with money? This is somebody who has money, who has done everything, and he has used all his money to sponsor almost everybody. He has nothing to do with your money, he has nothing to do with government. Secondly, they said the arrest they arrested him yesterday was not done by the federal government. Federal government arrested Father Mbaka in the sense that Mbaka is the only man propelling the truth in this country. Now, they said he's after politics. Mbaka is never a politician. One, because he says something just entangle himself with the masses and to help the general masses. Now, the federal government decided to arrest Mbaka. Why? Because Mbaka is after the truth. Now, when you are saying the truth and someone just come out here and was like insulting Mbaka, that Mbaka is not a man of God, he's begging for this. Let me ask you, generation to come, Mbaka is the type of man that will never beg for arms. During Moroccan man, I was still at Enugu. They were on arms just to kill Mbaka, but the thing could not work out for them. Mbaka is never a politician, but a real man of God that is propelling the truth. This is freedom of expression. It's a country, this is democracy. Mbaka, according to them, that Mbaka blessed IPOP leader. Yes, for me, Mbaka has every right to do that. If I'm a man of God, I have every right to bless anybody. So this is a personal issue. So federal government has no right to detain or to arrest Mbaka in the sense that Mbaka is only the mouthpiece of the people and the mouthpiece of God. Secondly, the federal government is full of mad people. One, ranging from the senator. Look at what the senators are saying. That the president should not come out and address the general masses. Why? A good president should always come out and address the general masses once there is problem in the country. But Buhari have never done that. If it were in a honorable place like Mexican, I was listening to Mexican radio, the president resigned honorably because he failed the masses. If it were where the government is well genuine, the president of this country should resign. And why on earth will he encircle himself with only Boko Haram people? Why? Because if you go to Senate House, if you go to senatorial district, there's nothing like Igbo man, there's nothing like Yoruba man. All you will see there is Fulanis and ones.
So we have Igbo representatives.
Yes, we have, that is what we call federal characters. We call it federal characters. But the main point, the most important area that is meant for others, Buhari gave it to other people. And which is not supposed to be like that. I don't know whether you are getting me. The most important thing now, as a president of this country, you share and you divide this thing based on federal character, but you are not doing it. There's a separation and a segregation of what? Human rights in this country, and which is exactly what Buhari is doing. You cannot, they said Buhari, somebody like Mbaka went to Asa Rock, and somebody was saying here that he went to Jonathan's wife to demand for Jonathan's number. Tell me, what would somebody like Mbaka do with Jonathan's number? What would Jonathan give to somebody like Mbaka that he has not seen in life? Mbaka go to Akwarafa. This is the whole Enugu state, Akwarafa. He has never used dime from that Akwarafa, but the money is being used to train almost everybody in Enugu state. There is also a production going on in Enugu now that bags mainly for widowers and widows. They use the money just to train widows and widowers in Enugu state. Tell me, what will somebody like Mbaka do with federal government money? All I'm saying here, and the whole world should hear me today, there are so many mass of unemployment here, massive unemployment in this country. People like us as graduates, we schooled and there is no job. All we involve ourselves in menial jobs. But of which the federal government should have done something just to put us through. Education has no value in this country anymore. You go to school, I met a businessman who said, go to school, come back, I will show you how to eat the money. Why? Because school has no value. In those days, I remember my dad used to tell me that in those days, even though you are a secondary school cert, the way people will be floating, companies will be floating to your house, you'll be like a governor. But today, it's not more done that way. People are no more having much interest in educational level anymore. Why? Because of what the federal government is doing. No job, nothing. Sentiment all over. Go to company where you want to look for job. A Hausa man will be there. He will tell you cannot speak Hausa. Get out from this place. And who is doing all this thing? The federal government and the government himself is no more genuine. The most important thing, like I said, if it were in a very civilized and modern country, Buhari should resign honorably because he had failed the general masses. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
From our brother. That's a wonderful one from him. Okay, we'll be moving towards the end of bystanders at the newsstands this wonderful morning. And before you go, you can also place your comments on our comment section. You can also give your own part of the comment. Tomorrow we'll be reading out comments of people that have given theirs. Okay, we'll look towards the paper this morning also. It is a good news that 29 Kaduna students have regained their freedom. That is good news, and we believe and expect that the government in its capacity as having all the wherewithal to fight insecurity in the country will do more to forestall such attacks again in the country. Moving towards the end of bystanders, I want to say a big thank you to Mr. Matthew, big thank you to everyone that has spoken. Mr. David, welcome back. Everyone that has spoken, I will say a big thank you. And also the man behind the camera, Festus Oluwabukumi, and also have Mr. Taiwo who is with me. A big thank you to Mr. Taiwo and Mr. Charles also, wonderful. My name is Christian Chukwu. You can visit my Facebook page, Chukwu Christian, and also I will say bye for now till next time.